Yeah, so we'll take care of. She's online. She's online. She's supposed to be online. She's not there yet.
Marge is on Zoom. She said she's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's up there.
O'clock, Judge.
Right. Please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Please continue to stand. We're going to have a moment of silence for all the ones who were affected. The whole world was affected by 9/11, but those are the ones who lost their life and the families who were most affected. Be seated, please. Jim Wells County. Jim Wells County Commissioners Court today, September 11th, 2023, 9 a.m. is now in session. Public testimony. Do we have anybody from the public that would like to address the court at this time?
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Just want to inform you that we have 63 inmates, 7 female inmates, none out of town at this time. We continue to have our training with our SWAT, as well as qualifying with our new rifles. Also wanted to inform you that we have several ceremonies this morning. The law enforcement, including Border Patrol, DPS, APD, and ourselves are visiting the elementary schools in a law enforcement parade for the remembrance of 9/11. We also had suspended or postponed our ceremony for the 9/11. We'll reschedule due to the COVID situation that occurred in Jim Wells Sheriff's Office, as well as the Alice Police Department. We are planning a new date and we'll let you know as soon as possible. At this time, we are working on a case that the interdiction officer picked up yesterday afternoon. Over 6 kilos of cocaine were confiscated. The individuals are in custody and we are working on the case at this time, waiting for DEA to arrive. That's all I have for you all this morning. We will be leaving to different ceremonies this morning at 9:30. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Anybody else that in the public that would like to address the court at this time? None being heard, we'll move to the agenda item number 4, presentation by Joey Campos with the Allegiance EMS Mobile Health.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Morning.
Always a pleasure. I put the some packets there on your desks. It's going to be the monthly report for August and July. A lot of data. There is a cover sheet that looks similar like this for each month, and then the information is going to be following. It's broken down into each call that we've gone out in. It's going to give you the actual area in which calls went out and then where they were transported to. It also kind of gives you a little breakdown on what the nature of the call was, in case you were wondering. For the month of July, we had a total of 277 responses. 181 of those were transports. Average response times for the month of July was 9 minutes and 50 seconds. No patient complaints, no patient incidents, and our safety record is still 100%. 10 mutual aid calls were used in the month of July. That report is right after the August report. And it'll give you the areas in which we went to and what
Say
the calls.
mutual aids, Joey, you're talking about like coming from another town?
Other communities, yeah. It could be like San Diego or Brooks. You'll see the most common area, it would be Brooks because Fremont and Brooks kind of very close to each other.
Could be with Mathis as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to say because there was a comment, somebody was saying that you guys didn't want to participate at the school over there the other day out of Fremont. And I said, well, it's because they can't leave the county unattended or the city unattended. You know, they'll either come out of Brooks or if they can possibly, but the school's gotta have their own.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
it's not
we
ours.
have we have a commitment, we have an agreement to say with the school districts, we're doing a non-dedicated unit standby. So we're there at the game as long as it doesn't require us to have to be somewhere else on a call or having to stay.
Exactly.
Yes. The month of August, I'm sorry, in July, we had, if you break them up into north, central, and south, 72 for the north, 134 for the central, and 93 for the south. August takes us to a total calls of 364 total responses. 214 of those were transported. Average response time is 9 minutes, 13 seconds. No patient complaints, no patient incidents, and no accidents as far as on the ambulance. 8 mutual aid calls to other areas. 5 mutual aid calls actually came into Jim Wells. And then we had 7 standbys. Obviously, football is starting up, so those 7 will come in to effect on that standpoint. North had 94 responses. Central is 141, and South is 83.
So we received five mutual aid calls?
Yes, sir. And that could be something as simple as we may not have a unit available, or the unit may be too far, and the closest unit could have been a city ambulance responding to like the outer area right here, like the RA or the right across like 44 in those little areas right here. It could have been something as simple as that, yeah. But 5 of them were brought into Jim Wells for mutual aid. On staffing plan, we did have some moves. We had some paramedics do some lateral moves within the company, move a little closer to home. We are needing 1 paramedic in at every station. We are covering it with overtime. We have no lapse of service. Obviously, it's covered 100%. On news for Allegiance, we've been working closely with Bembolt ISD. They had a EMT class that needed some help and didn't have the resources for them to go do some write-outs, so we made accommodations. It was a little bit of a back and forth, but we were able to get it taken care of. So the EMT students have been writing out, and they have completed their requirements to take the state exam. We're also trying to help them find an instructor for the upcoming year so that the situation doesn't happen again.
Thank you very much for that one, Joey.
Any questions?
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you, guys.
Sir.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 5, discuss, consider, and take action to approve minutes from previous meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? Thank you all. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 6, consent agenda. Consent agenda items will be voted upon in one vote and will not be discussed separately unless requested by the county judge, county commissioner, or a citizen.
Judge, Commissioners Court, I would just like to read out number 4 as to how it should be. On number 4, it is 22-622-550-08 it's road and bridge improvements. From that, we're gonna take out $21,400. On 22,622, 463,00 rental of equipment, they're gonna add 400. 22,622, 453,00 repair of equipment, $2,000. 22,622, 354,10 repair parts, 15,000. 22,622, 356,20 repair materials, coal mix, that's 3,000. And 22,622, 354,00 batteries, tires, and tubes, 1,000. With that correction on number 4, everything's good.
Judge, I make a motion on item number 6 to approve as presented with the corrections.
Second.
I have a motion. And I have a second to approve agenda item number 6 as stated with the corrections. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 7, discuss, consider, and take actions to adopt optional Texas DMV fees for calendar year 2024.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mary.
Good morning, good morning. I am required to come to Commissioners Court to report regarding the imposition of optional fees. Now, they state the same, so there's no change, but what it is that road and bridge, we collect $10, and child and safety fee is $1.50. So that stays the same, but we have to record it in court every year. Any questions?
So no changes, we're just.
No
recording.
changes on.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you, Mary.
Agenda item number 8, discuss, consider, and take action on approval of offer to purchase tax sale property, suit number 06.01.13800B, Jim Wells County Independent School District, City of Alice, Alice Water Authority, and Jim Wells County Education District versus Jose Arenas Estate and Maria Arenas. An offer has been made by Hindsight Properties LLC, P.O. Box 865, Lancaster, Texas 75146, in the amount of $3,500 for the purchase of a tax sale property owned in trust by Jim Wells County taxing authorities as a result of the property's failure to sell at tax sale on the courthouse steps for the entire amount of delinquent taxes and costs owed. We have $3,500. Jim Wells County will receive $1,132.91. Alice ISD, $2,334.09.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 9, discuss, consider, and take action to lift or extend burn ban from its current expiration date for a period not to exceed 60 days or a duration set by the Commissioners Court.
Morning, Commissioners. Lance Brown, Jimos County EMC. As of this morning, our KBDIs are 370, which is below the 500 threshold. They're calling for rain this week, so that is my recommendation to the court that we lift the burn ban for Jimos.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion, I have a second. Further discussion. We have 60 days. 60 days is good with Commissioners Court, or do we need?
Yes, sir.
More or less? No?
Unless we have to come in, we gotta give them, I believe we gotta give them a little window.
We'll monitor it. We'll monitor them. If it starts getting closer to 500, if it's before the 60 days, I'll bring it up into court, but I'll keep a monitor on it.
Okay, so 60 days. Okay, so I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion
Yeah.
needed?
Judge,
Yes,
Commissioner,
sir.
can y'all hear me? I can't see. I think Robert's got off in the courtroom. There you go. There's no time involved. Is that
You're,
what I'm hearing the recommendation is? Hello?
you're breaking up, Mike.
Yeah,
Guerra.
yeah, okay, okay.
Now I can hear you.
Okay, well, y'all, I think it's on your end because y'all have been breaking up all morning too. And
Oh,
the
sorry,
picture has
man.
been coming and going. What I was saying is that when you lift the burn ban, you just lift it. You didn't lift it for a period.
Okay. All right.
When you go into a burn ban, that's when you put the
Okay.
stipulation,
Sorry.
60, 90 days.
Okay. All right.
So you wanna redo the, motion, Mike?
We can bring it back in 60 days. It doesn't matter.
You wanna go with it, Judge? Just go ahead and go with it.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and go with it. I have a motion, I have a second to lift the burn ban for 60 days. We'll keep track and we'll bring it back in 60 days. If we've got to lift it, we'll just lift it. Doesn't matter. I think I have the authority to lift it anyway. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And just to notify the audience out there, Miss Margie Gonzalez is with us today. She's on Zoom. Thank you, Miss Margie. Agenda item number 10, discuss, consider, and take action on a resolution recognizing September as Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month. And we do have a presentation by Miss Linda Guerra.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
September is Suicide Awareness Month, and out of the population that are the worst at committing suicide are our veterans. 22 a day is too many, and we need to recognize that and give the veterans the help that they need, whether it be medical, housing. There's other reasons for, people committing suicide, whether it be domestic violence or what have you. I myself am a suicide survivor, and it does mean a lot to me for y'all to wear your ribbons that I handed out to everybody. Every month, every September. I would like to present to the judge a plaque that I made. So he may hang it in his office or here in the commissioner's court, wherever he would like. So suicide awareness, don't give in to the war within.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And also to Danny Salinas, our vet rep. I'd like to present him with one as well. So you can hang it in your office so the veterans that come in can see it. Yes. And I do have some for Sheriff Bueno, the chief of police, and the fire department that I will take to them. Ben's none, they're out, had other commitments for today. And it's just that not a lot of people know about September being Suicide Awareness Month. And it's something that everybody should know, because all it takes is a phone call to help somebody and a listening ear, somebody willing to help. I realized after I did what I did that I had kids that I had to take care of, because I didn't want to leave them with their father, because he was the reason that I did it. So I fought to stay alive, and I'm here today.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your presentation. Appreciate your awareness to everybody else.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Garza.
Let's go ahead and take a picture. You want to take a picture with the Commissioner's Court? Come around.
Salinas.
Danny?
Get one over here now.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much again, and we appreciate all our veterans, and we try to look out for them as much as we can.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
It was just
I have a motion and I have a second to approve the resolution. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioners Court.
Judge, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what I was saying earlier, and then it cut off, were y'all saying you're gonna lift the burn ban for a number of days? Is that what I heard?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so when you lift the ban, it's simply lifted. There is no time period. When you impose a burn ban, it's when you set a time limit not to exceed 90 days. When you lift it, you just lift it.
Okay.
You don't lift it for a period certain.
Okay. We,
I just don't want there's been some confusion on these, and I think the last time, they're usually when we impose them, it's for 90 days. And the other thing is, if you look at the last clause on our burn ban order, Judge, you don't have to bring it back to Commissioner's Court. If you get the recommendation, you as judge can lift it. You cannot impose it by yourself. The Commissioner's Court must impose it, but you can lift it unilaterally. Okay? But you don't lift it for a period of time. I don't want people to get the wrong impression that we're lifting it, but in 60 days from now, it automatically gets reinstated, because that's not the case. Okay?
So what we said was in 60 days, we would bring it back to Commissioners Court.
You
Not-
can, you can always revisit it. But there's no need to put a time period on that.
Right.
Because we have no way to predict. Well, they say you can predict when we're going to get some rainfall, but usually that's not always necessarily accurate.
All righty. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Let's see, that was number 10. Number 11. Agenda item number 11, discuss, consider, and take actions on the recommendations made by the 2023 Salary Grievance Committee. A salary grievance committee met on September 5th, Tuesday, September 5th, and they heard a salary grievance by Justice of the Peace, Precinct 4, Judge Sylvia Johnson. She stated her request of $57,000 since he is the longest standing judge and has the same duties and obligations. She has been in office since 2003, and new judges have came in and earning more money than her. Her current salary is $44,259, with the new judges earning $50,000. The difference is $12,741 increase. That being heard, the Salary Grievance Committee voted 7-0. We only had 7 members. You're supposed to have 9 for it to pass automatically, and you have to have a 9-0 vote. We only had 7. We had a 7-0 vote. So it's coming today to our Commissioners Court to discuss and make a ruling on it. That being said, can I entertain any questions? Can I entertain a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and I have a second to approve the salary grievance request of $57,000 for Justice of the Peace Precinct 4, Judge Johnson. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion carries, and I'll be a yay on that one too.
Margie saying?
Ms. Margie,
She said aye.
aye? Okay, all right. Agenda item number 12. Congratulations, Ms. Judge Johnson, before I move on. Agenda item number 12, discuss, consider, and take action to authorize County Commissioner Precinct 1 to solicit bids for the purchase of a 2006 Etnire chip spreader, 2-wheel drive, 15-foot, and a 2004 Etnire Centennial distributor, 2,000 gallon, to be paid from the American Rescue Act Plan funds. Commissioner? Did she hear us? Ms. Margie? can you-
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we
sir.
can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I didn't want you to hear all the driving background, but yes.
Okay. So I've,
So we had initially gone out to buy a brand new one, but then we came back and rescinded the motion to buy an older model because we needed already, and a new one, there was no date in sight. So we went out and looked at different ones, and we found one with Cooper here in San Antonio. And it was in really good shape. And of course, they were replacing lines and stuff. So that's what it is, a 2006.
chip spreader.
What's the price?
Well, it's a all distributor and a chip spreader.
What's the price on it, Margie?
Oh my God, I don't have it with me, but between both, it's 149,000. Which the new truck was 260,000 or 249. Do you have, Judge, do you have the paperwork on it? It should have the amounts.
Yolanda has all those numbers, Margie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They should have. I'm sure she submitted them.
I don't
The
have the
invoices.
numbers, Margie. I don't have the numbers, Margie. Ms. Gonzalez, I don't have the numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is it that we have numbers already if you're just now gonna solicit bids?
Actually, we went out for bids. I know
Well, that's-
she put that we were just going out to solicit bids, but when we rescinded the motion, we said we were going out for bids.
Yeah, it says to solicit bids for the purchase.
And technically, you really don't have to because it's on a buy board, no, Margie? Cooper's on buy
Yes,
board.
Cooper.
Okay, that's an important point because I think there's a misconception that if it's on buy board, you can just go, you still have to submit that proposal, whatever you're asking for, through the buy board. You just restrict the universe of people that can bid on it.
Right.
Just because they're
Well,
buy board members or any of the co-ops doesn't mean we can just go and pick, whichever one we want. You still have to put it out there. Now this company may be the only one that bids on it. And you can say, we're only soliciting bids from people who belong to buy board or people that belong to, the Houston Galveston Co-op or what's the other one? TIPS. And
Yes.
by doing that, you restrict the people who can bid on it, but it still has to be, there still has to be a process. That doesn't mean that you can automatically go and just and purchase it from one particular vendor. And I don't know if the auditors are there, but they can correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Well, when we rescinded the motion, that was the reason when we rescinded it, because we were going out for bids for used equipment.
Okay.
That's one thing I wanted to comment on. I agree with Michael, and we still have to go through the procurement process. We got to make sure that everything's correct. I know that at this point, we're going to go further down and see if Yolanda's going to follow up with a month-to-month. Right now, we don't have anybody. According to her contract, I do want for everything to be done just the way it was previously. Once that she is taken, if she does take it, we need to go through her. We need to get the bids. We need to go ahead and then send it to the judge, and then it goes to my office. We need to follow everything that we were doing before. I just want to make sure that it's understood. And we do have to go out for bids.
What do you mean go out for bids?
Judge, Michael, correct
But
me.
we did go out for bids.
Hold on, Margie. When you go through buy board, if you go through buy board does all that for you.
Yeah.
So
They do that all that for you, so you don't have to
tell them
go.
you're looking for this kind of chip spreader. They'll do all the blade work for you. They've already guaranteed you the lowest price.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
the
I'm just
policy.
reading it says to solicit bids.
Yeah, well,
But
that's
That's a typo or
Right,
something.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
says
it
on
shouldn't
there.
have been,
She had already
because
done it.
that's the reason we rescinded the motion, because we were going out for bids for used equipment. And I did go out for bids out there, and then with Cooper, and they were on the buy board. But we reached out to Ed Nyer. They have a warehouse, but their oil distributors were very expensive. And then we went out to Roscoe, and then finally when we went out to Cooper, well, Cooper is on the buy board. And so he did the best, and this is what he found for me. And again, that's why we rescinded the motion to go out for bids.
Okay,
I would have thought that Yolanda had, included the numbers of with, because we went through the whole procurement process.
I
They
don't,
submitted invoices.
I just have the request for the agenda item with no backup on it.
So I can go back and look at my emails, and I can come back in a few minutes to tell you how much it's going to cost. If you want to hold that item and come back to it.
Okay, we can do that. We can put this on, agenda item on hold and move over to agenda item number 13.
Well, Judge, if she's already gone through the procurement process, she put it out for bids, Cooper came back with this, then why do we even need this?
Just
What
to,
Margie said,
Because it's ARPA funds. Because it's ARPA funds, we have to go through Commissioner's Court.
and because of the amount, we have to come to
Yeah.
the Commissioner's Court.
Yeah, because it's over 50,000.
But she said that they already did all that. They already went through the procurement process, is what she's saying.
So
Yes, we did.
so it's in court today to approve the purchase.
The purchasing.
Okay,
So that we have to correct that.
See, that's what I'm
but
not
see, that's
sure
not, but see, that's not what it says.
that's not what it says here.
Well, I know it's incorrect. That's incorrect.
So we
It
have.
should be
The question is, the only way we can approve it is that if in the motion, we can correct the
amount.
item, but if we can't do that through the motion, then it can't be approved.
So if I get you an amount, can you approve it, or do we
Well,
need to
it's not
table it and come back?
the amount is not the issue. What it is, it says to solicit bids.
Oh, the
and-
verbiage, okay.
Yeah, the verbiage of it says to solicit bids, and you're asking the court to approve this to purchase it. So if we
Yes.
cannot correct it through the agenda, through the recommendation, then we can't approve it. Can we do that, Mr. Guerra?
We can table it and bring it back.
I mean, that's up to you, Judge, but I mean, the way I read it, it says to solicit bids for the purchase. Now, what we're hearing here is that we can cut that first part out. And so it's just take action to authorize for the purchase. Now, because she's representing to us that the bid process was followed.
Yes. It was.
So
So what do we do?
I mean, the safe way is to bring it back, but
Why can't you change the wording?
if we can correct it during the motion, then that'd be the best thing to do.
Judge,
We do the same
for
thing.
me,
with
if you
the
do it
reports.
and you okay it, and you all say it's okay for her to do it, just make sure when she has a PO, that she has all of the
Yes.
information in the back. We don't have anything right now. We don't even know how much it is, and that's an important thing for me, the number, how much it costs.
But
But we need all the information.
we have the total of both of them.
Yeah, she
And
just,
Yolanda has both. Yolanda has all my paperwork.
but Yolanda's not,
But the total amount, Margie, is Ms. Gonzalez, it's 149,000?
Yes. Yes, it's under 150,000. It's $149. But like I said, I can come back. I just need to go to my emails
But
and I can.
Michael, I don't understand how we can make adjustments when the auditor made the changes right now.
Yeah.
And then we come with this here, we can adjust the wording on the item on the agenda. It's, the issue is not the money, how much you're paying for it. Is he still there?
Yeah, he's there.
Okay. Did you hear that, Mike?
Yeah. No, it's
We
completely up
can't
to
change
you.
the
And
wording.
it's up to you. Look, the wording of the purchase is in the agenda item.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're basically cutting half of the agenda item out because it's no longer necessary, because Margie is telling us that they went through the procurement process. If the auditors are okay with it, that's fine. We can go forward because it does say purchase. It does have the word to authorize the purchase. If they're
Can I-
okay with it and but you know, we can avoid this by having the backup submitted when you submit the agenda item. Because, you know, if you're looking online, you know, if you click on the agenda item, it's supposed to take you to the paperwork,
Okay,
you know, and sometimes all we're getting is the one-page request for the agenda item rather than the backup documentation. But if the auditors are okay with it, the word purchase is in there. I'm not making that point. I'm just pointing out that the primary purpose of this agenda item appears to be to authorize going out for bids. Now, we're being told that's already been done and that it was done through a co-op or through a buy board. So, you know, if you want to go forward and the auditors are okay with it, go ahead.
So you want to okay it as long as the purchase order has everything, that all the backup is there, the numbers are there. It's just very hard to just say okay to something like this, but.
So that invoice needs my signature. I'll make sure that.
Yes, yes, and if we go ahead and stay with Yolanda in Yolanda's signature, that's the way we put the procurement policies, where ARPA, that would go to Yolanda, would go to you and go to me. And that's when I say I want that process, that is what I want for
No
her to
problem.
continue, because she has the figures.
And that was my understanding, that it is going through that process.
All right, that being said, can I entertain a motion for the purchase of these items?
You want to make the motion, Judge, with the corrections or whatever we need to do?
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve this agenda item for the purchase of the 2006 Ednar chip spreader and the 2004 Ednar Continental Centennial distributor. I make the motion. Can I entertain the second motion?
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item number 13, discuss, consider, and take action to approve consolidation of precincts 1 and 12 into a single vote center in accordance with the Texas Secretary of State's voter center program requirements for the all upcoming elections.
Good morning, Commissioners.
morning.
So we have three line items, three agenda items that are going to be similar, and they are the consolidation of precincts 12 and 1, 2 and 18, 4 and 11. So respectively, 12 and 1 would consolidate what we now have as St. Anne's Hall, which is about 2 blocks north of us, with the courthouse for the primary and November election.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve agenda item number 13 as stated. Is there any further discussion needed?
Judge, just to clarify, when you consolidate those two, which will then be the voting location?
You said the courthouse, right?
Yeah, Jim Wells County Courthouse, 200 North Almond, Suite 107.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion carries.
She's saying aye at the very end. It sounds like it's.
Agenda item number 14, discuss, consider, and take action to approve the consolidation of precincts 4 and 11 into a single voter center in accordance with the Texas Secretary of State's voter center program requirements for all upcoming elections.
Okay, and this one is a little bit easier to grasp. 4 and 11 are both in Fremont City Hall, and the library have historically been the sites, and they're within walking distance. We recently gained access to the new Woodrow Laughlin Annex in Fremont, and we're hoping to consolidate these two precincts and have the voting go at that new annex. Bill Laughlin. William Bill Laughlin, excuse me.
Motion to approve.
I have
I'll
a
second.
motion.
Yeah, okay, I just want to make it clear that it's an amendment election. So there's not too many votes that come in. That's why he's consolidating.
Judge, to be,
Is that the
no,
reason?
no, Commissioner, this is talking about March 5th, the primaries.
Oh, the primary.
Yes,
Oh,
the
okay.
primary. So I spoke with the Republican chair, Democratic chair, and they wanted to, we were all of accord to give this a try. And of course, this is part of our countywide voting program. Legislature in Texas almost got rid of that this year. So this might not be a permanent thing, but we wanted to try it out just for the,
Because you don't state that on your motion. That's, I thought it was for the upcoming election.
yes,
It
all
says
upcoming
all
elections.
upcoming
Yes,
elections.
I'm sorry, I didn't make that clear.
Okay. Okay, nothing changes this. I just
Yes, sir.
wanted to clarify it.
Thank you.
I have a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
I second it.
Margie seconded. Okay, I have a motion. I have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed,
Aye.
say sign. Motion carries, and we're keeping which one?
We are moving to the Fremont, the new Fremont Annex, the Bill Laughlin Annex, yes. I do not know it off the top
Mary,
of my
why'd you
head,
ask
but
that
I'll get it to you.
Okay. Agenda item number 15, discuss, consider, and take action to approve the consolidation of precincts 2 and 18 into a single vote center in accordance with the Texas Secretary of State's vote center program requirements for all upcoming elections.
Okay, Commissioners, this is the one that's going to take a little bit more discussion. So we have 2, which is Ray's Roundup. It's at the northernmost part of our county, and 18, which is on County Road 120. That's the Tecolote voting precinct. So in November, the last presidential election in Precinct 2, we had a turnout of 357 voters. So those are the voters that are going to be specifically affected by this change if it's approved. By the same token, we had 236 in Tecolote. So that would be about 593 voters that would vote at that spot, which the Tecolote spot can handle. There's more lighting. It's a lot more accessible than the spot in the north. And it's not that Ray's Roundup hasn't been an essential part of our voting, because it has. And again, if this countywide program is ever taken away in the future, we will resort to using that again. But just the remote geographical area of Ray's Roundup and the difficulty with accessibility would be the reason to consider this. The total distance between the 2 polling locations is 5.9 miles. So that would be something that each of those voters, those 357 voters, would have to contend with. But the other thing to consider is that Ray's Roundup doesn't really have neighbors. So they were already driving out there.
And also to add to it, we pay rent for that one versus this being a county.
That is
building.
a very, very good plus here. Yes, it is a county building and we would not have to pay
Saving
rent.
that.
The only good thing, we can vote anywhere.
That is, yes.
Worst comes to worst, you can vote in any precinct.
So say someone doesn't have notice of this, we're compelled to go for Ray's Roundup at all the elections to go post because it's an old site. Then at Tecolote, we will show the other 3 closest sites as well as Ray's Roundup, the 3 closest sites, and that's how the countywide works, So each voter has access to every voting place in the county.
That being said, can I entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve item as presented, Judge.
Second.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed,
Aye.
same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Agenda item number 16, discuss, consider, and take action for Commissioner Huicho Gonzalez, Precinct 4, to purchase 8 full sets of bunker gear for the Fremont Volunteer Fire Department for $21,015 to be paid through. it says
That's a
forfeiture
correction there,
funds.
Judge.
Yeah, I need to speak on that. Michael,
This is ARPA
No.
or for,
no.
what kind of funds are they?
Michael, it's okay for me to change what's on here if I know it's incorrect, correct? That's when I change them. That's when I speak out. This one is not supposed to be through forfeiture fund. It's through the general fund, 12,543,465.00, the fire department general fund, the general fire department. That's where he's,
The general fund, like general
No,
fund?
no, but it's from
it's the general fund, but
Fire
it's our
department.
fire department fund.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
the one where the
That's where he
profits
wants
go
to do
into.
it from. He doesn't have a forfeiture fund.
It's the drug forfeiture funds that are put in there every year through the sheriff, and then we use it as a fire protection for the county. Am I correct?
Is this the one that Mr. Chapo was gonna call and talk to me about?
I don't know.
I believe he did it, yeah.
Okay, all right.
But I know
So
that's
this
the
is
one
the
where
general
It's not for
fund.
monies from there. This is just a general fund. And it's allocated when the budget is done. We usually put 150,000 in there every year.
Oh, I thought it was drug forfeitures that was put in there.
No.
That was a percentage that we
No,
put
it
in
it
there.
comes from the general fund. We allocate that every year.
Okay, regardless, Judge, that money's gonna be, it's a grant that they applied for. They're using this money, but they can never get reimbursed on it. So they'll be sending it back. It's just for them to be able to afford it right now.
They don't have to give that money back. We usually, we purchase, well, at least when I was here,
That's
every
the
year
one
we purchase some
Yes,
things for them.
yes. Everybody makes a request and usually take turns. At this point,
Is this stated correctly?
It,
I don't think it's
it's
stated
just,
correctly.
the forfeiture fund is not correct. And that's what I'm saying, when I know something's not done correctly, like the budget revision.
It's
that's when
gonna
I speak
come
up.
from the 150,000 that we set aside from
Yes, sir.
the,
Yes,
for the volunteer fire department.
yes, sir.
that's where it's coming from.
So can we do that correction, Mike?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just a funding, that's just the source. I would like to make clear, though, you mentioned something about reimbursement. Is this gonna be a grant, or do we expect it to be reimbursed?
Actually, they applied for the grant, Mike, and they were gonna get reimbursed.
I think,
I wasn't expecting for them to reimburse us because they're volunteer fire departments and they don't get enough funding throughout, and we're all very, very well aware of that. So, you know, it's up to the commissioner's court if they wanna accept a reimbursement or they just
So-
use it as
so
when
they're-
we donate the money to them.
on the grant that they're using, do they have to pay it first and then get
Yes,
reimbursed?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so this actually, I don't have a problem with it, but I'd rather not take their
Reimbursement.
their reimbursement because
I
we
agree with
usually.
That's up to y'all.
Yeah, so,
I'd like to make a motion to accept this item with the changes being made by auditor and not to accept the reimbursement.
Second,
yeah, next time, and next time it's going through the general fund, please notify me before. That way I can be aware of it and I can discuss it in a better manner. I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same
Aye.
sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number
You're asking me
17.
to come, if I had to put an item on the agenda, I gotta let you know, Judge.
Well, it's the general fund. So it usually comes through, when it's the general fund, when it's your fund, you're fine. When it's somebody else's fund.
But
then you gotta-
this is a fund that we use to rotate around the volunteer fire departments.
Yeah, but it's in the
correct?
general fund,
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only thing. It's
Thank you.
just, I won't go to yours and try to spend some of your money. Agenda item number 17, discuss, consider, and take action for Commissioner Huicho Gonzalez to use the county oil distributor to repair county roads.
Judge, I'm requesting to be able to use the oil distributor here. I've been without it for about 15 months now. And I just want to go to the Commission's Court and request it to be able to use it hopefully by next week.
Where's it at right now?
Margie, you have it?
Yes, my guys are working at Tecolote with, we have about 4 miles ready to be done. And they started Thursday.
Okay, so will you be able to give it back to me next week?
If it doesn't rain or anything, you know how it is if the equipment breaks. But as soon as we finish those, all the way up to 120, we can let you use it.
Okay, Ms. Margie, can we make sure that happens? Because Mr. Gonzalez has notified me, I think about a month ago.
Yes, sir.
Maybe longer. That he's been waiting for it. So I know he's got some roads that he's got to do also. I know everybody does, but if he can make that happen for him, that I'd really appreciate that, Ms. Margie.
And it can, I mean, of course, I can say yes, but like I'm saying, if this equipment that we have, he knows, I know, Renee know, it breaks all the time. If we don't have any problems, I'll be more than glad to finish 120 and let him use it. So as soon as we finish 120, we'll let him use it.
Okay, and
We're
maybe,
doing 122, 23, but 20 is the last one. So the other two are smaller. They're the horseshoes. They're in Tecolote. So they're working on that. They started that Thursday.
is there a certain schedule that's being followed or supposed to be
No,
followed?
it's never been followed.
But is there one in place?
No, it's never been followed. That's right.
There was one installed here a while back, but it was never followed.
So what's your timeline, Margie?
So like I said, if we don't have any issues, we should probably finish by Thursday. If we have issues, it'll run into next week.
Okay.
But I will get with him as
But,
soon as we finish.
Transfers to precinct 4 within 20 days? Would that be?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It won't be more than 2 weeks.
Within 40 days, it could be 10 days, Margie.
It won't be more than 10 working days.
Okay, okay, within 10 working days.
And if there anything breaks down, I'll let him know.
And I'll second that motion. So I have a motion to transfer the equipment to Mr. Gonzalez within the 10 working days. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor?
And again, I said, if we have any issues, I will let y'all know.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 18, discuss, consider, and take action to approve the 2023-2024 Jim Wells County Uniform Truancy Policy.
Yes, Judge, Commissioners, we spent last week meeting with the four different, the four major school districts in our county. We met with Fremont, Ben Bolt, Orange Grove, and Alice. We met with the representatives from that are handling their truancy effort. We met with the various JPs, and this is just something we're going to put in place just as basically a guidelines for the upcoming school year. But we've had positive response from everybody, and we look forward to making a solid effort to reduce the truancy rates throughout the county this year.
Okay.
Probably the most important part for y'all to know is you all will remember that Judge Lou Spice used to be the designated truancy judge for the entire county. When she retired last December, we reverted back to the basically the default arrangement that is set forth in the statute, which is the cases will be filed with the justice court where the school's main administrative offices are located. And what that means is Alice files with JP1, Fremont files with JP4, Ben Bolt files with JP6, and Orange Grove files with JP5. Now, Orange Grove is a little bit unique because we have two JPs that are within that district. And so Judge Schmidt and Judge Chapa have been sharing those duties up there. And that arrangement is working very well for us up there.
Mike, I was reading through it, and it says at least annually truancy prevention facilitators. Who would those be, through the school or?
The school, like Alice, has a district-wide, and then they have one at each campus. And then they have social workers. They have a lot of personnel dedicated to this effort. The smaller districts, for example, Ben Bolt, we just have Mr. Martinez at the high school and Mr. Galvan at the lower levels. And so it varies from district to district, but we kind of know who the personnel are. But every district, depending on their resources, obviously the bigger districts have more money to spend on this and they have more personnel. But basically, it's all the stakeholders in the truancy prevention effort at each school.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Guerra, I appreciate you guys, your office meeting with all the schools and all the officials that need to be in there, and thank you for including me and allowing me to attend some of those meetings. We appreciate that very much. That being said, could I entertain a motion
Motion to approve the item as presented, Judge.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve agenda item number 18 as stated. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same
Aye.
sign. Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Guerra.
Thank you. And thank you, Judge, for attending that meeting last week. We enjoyed having you there.
Yes, sir, not a problem. Any way I can help, you can count on me. Agenda item number 19, discuss, consider, and take action to accept the resignation of Yolanda Moran as ARPA grant coordinator effective August 31st, 2023. And I'm gonna go ahead and read number 20 and discuss them both freely. Number 20, discuss, consider, and take action to set terms and conditions to compensate Yolanda Moran on a month-to-month basis effective 9/1/2023 for a period not to exceed 6 months. These two items are together in the fact that we received the resignation from Miss Yolanda Moran. Didn't want to receive it pretty much. She's doing a good job on the ARPA, but she has, congratulations to her. She has found something that's going to be very, very lucrative for her and very interesting. Very happy for her. But if we can accept the resignation, she does want to continue on a month-to-month basis, and we actually need her to do that because we need to have several meetings to see exactly where she's at on several of the projects from ARPA. And also, it's going to give us an opportunity to hire somebody else to do this project, which is very, very stringent project that she has undertook. But also, that being said, the terms for the month-to-month basis would be the same as we're paying her now. Nothing will change. It'll just turn into a month-to-month.
She'll just turn in the hours, because usually she gave us an hours and an amount.
Yes, she's gonna do the same thing. I think it's $50 an hour, I think.
I don't remember exactly, but it was per hour, not per month, so.
Yeah, so she's gonna continue to submit invoices like that, and they'll be paid out the same way.
Motion to approve 19 and 20.
Second.
Second the motion.
Okay, I have a motion to approve agenda item number 19 and agenda item number 20. We'll take 19 first. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed,
Aye.
same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 20, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same
Aye.
sign.
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda item number 21, discuss, consider, and take action on payroll and bills as submitted by the county auditor with the exception of funds 52, 53, and 54.
I make a motion to approve the item for the bills.
Second.
I have a motion and I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Judge. If I may, going back to that, Mary Lozana had asked the question of where the address, it's 248 Southwest First Fremont, the Laughlin Building. 248 Southwest First.
Check something, verify something real quick before we,
It was a rock. I thought it was over there. There's a rocket.
Entertain a motion for number 22.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion, I have a second to adjourn. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your attendance. I don't know if y'all were here for the meeting or for the 1 o'clock meeting. No, you were here? Okay, okay, all right. For the 1 o'clock? Or for this? Okay, all right. Thank you, guys. Well, the budget meeting is at 1 o'clock.
Judge, right fast, don't we have the ribbon cutting at 1
No, which room cutting?
for the generators?
No, we're gonna wait on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna wait on that, yeah.
I'll see you at the workshop.